morning, Randytbird here. November 10th, Sunday morning. Just out for a ride today, enjoying the mid-80s weather that we're having here. Eat your heart out back east, riding in a t-shirt. So, I'm just kidding, just messing with you. I know you guys are thinking the same thing when it's 115 degrees out here. Good luck with that. Anyway, just on my Sunday ride, enjoying the weather and reflecting on a few things that have happened here recently. People don't know me, don't know that I am ordained to do weddings, and I did one yesterday for some friends. I just do it for friends and people that I know. Joe and Avi, congratulations. You guys are truly awesome, and it was my honor to do that for you. But anyway, enjoy your honeymoon, and your wedding was a blast. So if you see this, great. If not, I'll drop a line on my Instagram that check out the YouTube videos. As my buddy had bought a new 2020 Lowrider S, and he's put Olin suspension on it and a bunch of other things. It's a pretty amazing bike. One of these days I'm going to ride it when we're not busy doing party wedding reception things. I'm going to have to check that out. And Bobby, that's an amazing bike. It looks good on you. Other things going on, and just it's hard to say sometimes. You know, life is good. I haven't been feeling all that well. I'm not sure what the deal is. It's allergy season here in Arizona again, because our crazy weather gives us a false spring here in the fall, so everything blooms again like it's spring, and you got flowers out everywhere, and trees dropping their pollen for the next cycle of their life. And at any rate, it's got me sneezing and sniffling a lot, just feeling kind of tired of work. You know, I'm still doing a young man's job, and I've had some people out of work lately, and it makes it difficult, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. So I was also been following that EICMA show that they're having in Milan, Italy, where a lot of the new bikes are coming out, and Harley put a couple new bikes out. They actually gave them names. The Pan America, which is an adventure bike concept, supposed to be out later in the year 2020, and a street fighter bike called Bronx. And they're both powered by V-twins of a new design. The Bronx is a street fighter, 975cc, supposed to make over 100 horsepower, and the Pan America, being an adventure bike, is 149 horsepower, and a Harley never releases horsepower numbers. It's only like torque numbers is what they do. And at any rate, they're kind of interesting. The Street Fighter to me looks like something in the genre of the Ducati Monster or some of the other naked sport bikes. I've heard a couple people compare it to Buells. Well, I've owned a couple Buells, and yeah, with actually no apology to Eric Buell, those motorcycles were crap, and I don't think Harley is going to go down that route again. Whether the Harley faithful accept this bike or not remains to be seen. But I think it's a pretty cool bike. It's got adjustable suspension on it, from what I can tell from the pictures, and it looks like a pretty cool little concept bike. I don't know how heavy it is. Harleys are not known for lightness, but this is a whole new design, and I think they're trying to keep themselves going. I mean, everybody say, well, they don't like that, doesn't look like a Harley, doesn't sound like a Harley. But you know what? Most of the Harley riders these days, a large percentage of them are older guys like me. And if you don't make something new for the younger people, you're not going to be in business, you know. And I would say Harleys, if they don't do something new like they're doing now, their lifespan's maybe another 20 years, and that would be a shame as long as they've been around. And I've been riding Harleys for 45 years, and I've liked them, and some of them I had were not good bikes. And my current bike, my Softail Slim, my 19, is an amazing bike. My Dynas were amazing bikes, but honestly, they've got to do something to go in the future. And this may attract some flack for me, but the live wire isn't it. I'm not a supporter of electric bikes, and there are people out there that do that, but until they do something to get the range up to reasonable gasoline power type ranges, they're not gonna sell that many of them. And realistically, they're just not that good looking. I mean, it's a styling exercise along the CVO lines, I imagine. 30 grand, that's a lot of money. A lot of money for a niche product. And I guess if you're the kind of person who has a lot of money to spend, I'll go ahead and say it, frivolously, or something to park in your garage as a conversation piece, I imagine it's good. I've seen ride tests of them, and people seem to like them that have ridden them, but I'm not going to spend 30 grand on something like that. I could buy 3 bikes for that kind of money. Anyway, the other bike that Harley has put out at the show is called a Pan America, and it's an adventure bike. Well, the concept is pretty cool. If it really has 149 horsepower, that's new ground for Harley Davidson, and I gotta say, performance is probably impressive. What I don't understand is who the hell designed the front end on that bike and the headlight styling. I don't think I've ever seen anything as ugly since the old bathtub aerials of the 50s, or the Honda Pacific Coast, the fully enclosed thing they made back in the 80s. I don't get it. Maybe they're just trying to be different than the people that they're going to be competing against, but let's face it, BMW, Triumph, Honda, they've all got that concept down. Yamaha. People are not going to buy an ugly motorcycle. That's just the way I feel about it. Harley Davidson, if you're listening, sorry, but it's ugly, and ugly doesn't sell, and you guys ought to know that, because you make some of the most beautiful motorcycles ever built, and they're just, unless you come up with something new on that front end design, people ain't gonna buy them. I don't know, and there's no pricing released on them, so when pricing comes around, realistically, they've got to be competitive with what the Germans, the Japanese, and the English are selling. No, while they're not giving any of those away, I think the Triumph 800 Explorer is about 15 grand, 13 to 15 grand. BMW 800's in the same range, and the R1250s, the big boxer twin adventure bikes, which are pretty much the standard for that genre, they can get very expensive. I mean, like in the neighborhood of $25,000, you know. But there must be something going for them, because people go all around the world on those things, and from what I've read and people I've talked to, so they handle in the dirt a lot better than any kind of 550, 600 pound vehicle has a right to. So BMW is known for quality, but I think it stands for bring my wallet, because they are expensive. Maybe Harley guys wouldn't feel quite the sticker shock that other people would, but they are expensive, but they're well made. So if you have one, very cool. I can't afford one, but I have thought about adventure bikes, The bike that gives me the most excitement is the Triumph Explorer, the Tiger Explorer 800s. I guess they're coming to a 900 next year, and they're pretty cool. Being short in stature as I am, I would have to stay with the low seat height version, because most of them I can't get a foot on the ground, and you got to stop sometime. So, you know, falling over every time you stop is a little rough. Anyway, I don't know what you all think about these new Harleys that they're making. I think it's a positive step on one side, and the other side could be good. If people are worried about Harley not continuing to make the classically styled bikes, I think that you're safe, because they're going to, because that still is their bread and butter. I understand their sales are down, but they still sell a lot of bikes. They sell a lot of bikes, so, and they do sell every one they make. So I gotta tell you, my Softail is an excellent motorcycle, and this is coming from a guy who rode Dynas and was a die-hard Dyna guy. I really do like this bike. Anyway, I was just out for a ride. I just made my U-turn and headed back to town. And I hope you all having a good Sunday, a good ride Sunday, and a safe week. But I'm going to sign off. This is Randytbird. If you like what you see, subscribe. I got a couple new subscribers this week. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And give me a thumbs up, and we will talk to you again. Bye.